Hey guys, Lord here, back in with another action figure review. Today we'll be continuing our looks at the GWAR action figures with Beefcake the Mighty, brought to us by the fine folks over at Trick or Treat Studios. And for those of you not in the know, Beefcake the Mighty, the original Beefcake the Mighty, would later become Blothar the Berserker, taking Odorous Urungus' spot as lead vocalist of this band. So a little bit of GWAR trivia for you there. I do believe he was Beefcake for majority of GWAR's existence up until he became Blothar, though, because there is a song on my favorite GWAR album, Lust in Space, called Price of Peace, and I do believe that is him singing on that. I know a lot of people, when Odorous died, were like, hey, they should get Beefcake to sing now that Odorous is no longer in the picture, and sure as shit, that seems to be what they did. So, with that being said, before I get too far ahead of ourselves with story time, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all Beefcake has to offer in terms of accessories. Starting off with the same sword as Blothar, funny enough. Here's Blothar's, here's Beefcake's. I mean, you can definitely see the similarities now. Maybe that's intentional, because one became the other. That said, we do have his... Does he play bass? Does he play rhythm guitar? I'm not sure. This looks like a rhythm guitar to me, but I'm pretty sure Ballsack plays lead. But that's all you get. You get to know more. You do get some fur on the back, which feels really nice and soft, just like Blothar. And then he's got the cool spiky skull shoulder pads. He's got the gladiator skirt, which is actually a separate piece. I lift his arms up here. This is actually a separate piece. I don't know if it comes off per se, like a Motu belt, but it definitely feels like it could, if you were so inclined. He does have a bit of a gut. That's kind of funny. Oh God, does he have some private parts too? What's going on here? It looks like he's got something going on down there, which wouldn't surprise me. It is GWAR after all. But as far as his articulation goes, he's got rotation in his big old armored head. Look at that. Really cool helmet with the mohawk and the spikes on the mohawk. You got his face. Kind of looks like an orc or something. Shoulders go up and down. Forearms do rotate. It's pretty tight on the one side, on mine. Could just need a little bit of soap or something to put in there and loosen that up, but you can definitely hear that squeakity squeak of his forearm there, but it doesn't feel like it's going to break or anything, so I'm not going to worry about it. And he does have the ball-socketed hips. Not a ton of range in these, but they do work. You do get some rotation out of that as well. He's got some skull knee pads too, that's funny. But, yeah, that is Beefcake the Mighty. Very cool. And then he does have a grip hand here for his guitar, which you can slide. Here's the thing. This is a little tricky to get on. You gotta slide it over his head and his arm. I advise doing it this way. And then pulling this over the arm. Now this is elastic, but I really wouldn't recommend like pulling on it. But you got to do what you got to do sometimes, and that's what we did. So There is that. Get it pulled down. Get it in his hands. And now he's ready to rock out, as they say. Very cool. But getting him set up here. I think it is now time that we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here's good old Beefcake the Mighty alongside a couple other members of GWAR, both guitarists. In fact, we have Ballsack, the Jaws of Death, as well as Pustulus Maximus, or as I like to call him, Burnt Spawn before that was a thing. And one thing that does kind of suck about the guitarists from this line is that they only have one grip hand each as opposed to two like the other characters, so that's kind of a bummer. You really gotta pick and choose what you want them to hold, but I suppose it's not the end of the world, right? Could be worse, but you know, just some food for thought there. Just getting these two out of the way. So we can bring in our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibolith. Right there. And the infamous 11 Spawn, who as usual towers over everyone because he is not a 5-inch scale figure. So with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and aside from only having one grip hand, which is something that unfortunately plagues all three guitarists from this set, good old Beefcake the Mighty here is a fine addition to your GWAR / heavy metal collection, just like Blothar the Berserker before him. If you're gonna get one, you might as well get them all. I mean, really, when are we gonna have a chance to complete a band like this, especially, ever again, right? So, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Till next time, I'll catch you guys later.